Yes, Tampa. Like what I see, Tampa. Like what I see. I lived here in the 90s, late 90s. I lived here in Tampa. It was a good time. A lot of my credit card debt is still here. You know what I'm talking about? I'm paying interest on a Cuban sandwich and 4 Michelobes. It's probably I paid about $5 grand for that lunch. That feels good about my financial status. Good. Yes. You know, I'm getting to that age where showing up at a dinner party with a 30-pack is not the right move anymore. Anybody know what that feels like? I don't know what to do. I get invited to these, you know, my corny friends party, the married people, you know. Gail and Billy want you to come over for dinner, and you can't go empty-handed. So I go to Rite Aid like anybody else. I walk in, I see this like this Aztec pyramid of beer, you know. It's like a big Jenga. It's like a pyramid is what it is, you know. And I go up to it, and I don't know where to take. It's like a Jenga game. Do I take one from the middle? Do I take one from the top? I go for one from the top. It comes crashing to the earth because there's 30 freaking beers in this box. It's $14.99. Can't stop me. It's so heavy you can't even kick it because I don't do that one in that machine. You know, this one I can't. I don't know how to kick it along the floor. You know, the box says "Drink responsibly." Thanks a lot, beer company. Why don't you market responsibly? You're selling 60-cent beers in a box that looks like toys should be coming out of it. Drink responsibly. If I could do that, would I be drinking 30 beers at a clip? How about a 3.5 pack and a ride home? Now that's... Anybody gonna do that tonight? I didn't think so. I know Tampa. I've been around. Thing's so heavy, I gotta get it to the car. I need a hand truck to get it to my car, you know? Once I show up at the house, I gotta wheel it up the stairs backwards like I'm delivering water, you know? I get to the door, the box is coming apart, I'm holding it together. Gail opens the door, and I'm like, "Hey, Gail, how are you? Nice to see you. Listen, can you get 3 of these in the freezer right away? Because I went with the floor model, and these are too warm to drink." "Thanks, Gail. Thank you." She's like backing away from the door like I'm gonna do something wrong in here, you know? She's like, "Your friend's here," you know? I walk in, no 6-foot sandwich. What happened to that, guys? What happened to the 6-foot sandwich? She said a dinner party. I can't eat that much brie and still cross off a meal off my list for freebie, you know? How much brie is a man gonna know? Oh, it's brutal. Uh-oh, is that somebody's heart rate monitor? Let's keep this going, huh? Unless you're diabetic, I don't need to hear it. Okay, good, let's keep moving. These are the same people. These are the same people who want to break out a game on you. You know these people? It's 8:30. I've been up for 4 hours. And they want to break out a game on me. The game they want to break out is categories. Let me tell you, it's a booklet and a number 2 pencil. And I start panicking because I don't test well. Then they hand me this die, this 28-sided die. Like this Dungeons and Dragons die. If I knew what that was, because I was busy dating in high school, so I wouldn't have I wouldn't know. Then I roll it across the glass coffee table. It's clanging all over the place. The letter I comes up. So now everything on my brand new homework assignment, got to answer with the letter I. So if it's a state, you'd say Iowa, and everybody's like, "Oh, that was a good one." And I write inertia, and they stare at me, you know, and I'm like, "Think about it." Number 5 is a bad habit, so everything's got to have a... So they go over to this guy, Gideon, who I already don't like because his name is Gideon. And Gideon's one of these guys who's wearing the Frank Sinatra hat, but he doesn't have the rest of the outfit to go with it. You know these guys? Like, yeah, "Hey, Gideon, you know, you can't wear a fedora and flip-flops. It just doesn't work that way there, Dino." So they ask him, they say, "Hey, Gideon, what did you write down for a bad habit?" He's like, "Well, I wrote down ice chewing. If you chew ice, it's bad for the enamel." That's what I wrote down. I'm like, this party sucks. This game sucks. And there's no way I'm leaving 15 beers here. I'll tell you that right now. I'll come in with night vision goggles if I have to. I'll repel the building. They're coming out, Gail. They go to the next guy. They're like, "Hey, Chet, what did you write down for a bad habit?" And Chet's like, I wrote down itching. If you excessively itch, could be construed as a bad habit." I'm like, "Here's another one I'm not pulling out of a fiery car crash." they come to me, they're like, hey, Carl, what did you write down for a bad habit? And I said, I wrote down incest. Then they start arguing with me, like I'm not going to take the points. You know what I mean? They're like, Carl, that's not a bad habit. I'm like, it's a horrible habit. One guy's chewing ice, the other guy's on top of his sister. I'm taking the points. Gideon.